Hey everybody, this is a video for my 45, what's the name of this course? Oh yeah, MCI45S's. In other words, my intro calc students who have started the year with a review of some grade 11, I should really say it's 11 and 12 skills, which is probably a bit of a shock to my students who haven't done grade 12 math yet. So I'm going to put together a few videos here to kind of help you through this, because these are some of the skills we're going to be using as we plow into introductory calculus. So I'm going to break this up into kind of some sections. I think the first section will be for 1 and 2. So if you had no problems at all getting the right solutions to numbers 1 and 2, you can turn this video off right now and go to the next one. For those of you who are struggling a little, technically I think these are mostly grade 10 skills, so it's been a while for some of this. In grade 11 you probably focused a heck of a lot more on quadratics than linears. So let's see if we can kind of go back and refresh our linear skills. So I just made up an example here because I don't want to do your homework for you. Find the slope and y-intercept. Remember that for a straight line, for a linear equation, y equals mx plus b is kind of the template, where m is your slope and b is your y-intercept. So really, this is almost a question where you just have to read it. So basically your slope is 3 and your y-intercept is -2, and that would be it for that question. If you had to now graph this line, you'd graph it by going, okay, so I start at -2, and then I have a slope of 3, so I go up 3, 1, 2, 3, and over 1. And that would be how I'd graph it, because I know the slope and I know the y-intercept. So that's number 1. Yeah, and I did the sketch right there. And for number 2, it says all the questions on the sheet ask you to find the equation of a line given 2 points. So I thought I'd run through an example of how to do that. So if you're not remembering how to do this, remember that you had a formula for slope that you could call y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. And if you knew one point, call that point x1 or x, actually call it whatever you like, x2 if you like, and y2. If you know one point xy and you know the slope, what you can do is you can kind of cross multiply this formula and you get y minus y1 is equal to m times x minus x1. Remember that? That's called the point slope form of a straight line. So step 1, let's find the slope. So what is the slope? So the slope here is, let's see, that'll be 1 minus 5, y2, or let's go this one first. 5 minus 1, y2 minus y1, and 2 minus -3, careful there, that's 2 plus 3, right? When you minus a negative, you add a positive. So that's going to be 4/5 for a slope, right? And I did originally kind of say, well, let's go 1 minus 5. Notice I'd have got the same answer, because if I'd have gone 1 minus 5, I'd have then gone -3 over -2, and I would have had 1 minus 5 is -4 on the top, and -3 minus 2 is -5 on the bottom. The two negatives would have canceled, and I still, get that cursor out of the way, I still would have had 4/5. So the slope is 4/5. Then it doesn't matter which point I pick. Pick either one of the 2 points and call it your xy for this formula. So I will pick the first point. So this is my x and this is my y. So it's y minus 1 is equal to 4/5 times x minus -3, so that's plus 3. Now, if it said it didn't care how you wanted to express the equation for the straight line, or if it said it wanted it in point slope form, you'd be done. But it did want y-intercept slope form, so I got to rearrange this a little bit. I'm going to start by multiplying the no, I'm not. I'm going to start by multiplying 4/5 times the bracket. So that's going to be 4/5 of x plus, and then 3 times 4/5 is 12/5. Then I'm going to add 1 to both sides of the equation. So y is equal to 4/5 x, and if I'm adding 1 to fifths, I might as well change 1 into 5/5. So that would be 17/5. So there we go. There's the slope of 4/5. There's the y-intercept of 17/5. Notice I would have got the same answer even if I'd have used the other point. if I'd have said y minus 5 is equal to the slope of 4/5 times x minus 2, multiply out that bracket, and add 5 to both sides. So that would be 4/5 x. And if I'm in fifths and I have 5, that'd be 25/5. So I'm adding 25/5 to negative 8/5, and 25 minus 8 is still 17. So it wouldn't matter which point I use. Whoops. I still get the same answer. So that's 1 and 2. Practice those. Those are key skills, the ability to find equations from lines given points. That'll pop up a bunch of times in this course. Thanks for watching.